Recently, I came across a game jam that piqued my interest. 7D FPS, a game development challenge to create a first-person game in 7 days that takes players to new places in new ways. Seeing that new doesn't have to mean good, I felt fully qualified for the task and immediately started brainstorming ideas. I eventually settled on making a game about taking pictures. Genius, I know. The game would require you to take pictures of evidence and uncover some mystery. As far as what that mystery would be, I had absolutely no ideas, but I did know that I would need some player movement. So, as any savvy game designer would do, I opened up Unity and wrote some movement code. After modeling and animating a camera in Blender, I decided to use a render texture to complete the screen. A texture is just an image applied to meshes, and a render texture is one that an in-game camera outputs to and updates at runtime. To take pictures, I just created an image from the render texture during the frame in which the picture was taken. Now, I had to start developing the core mechanic, which would involve detecting if a key piece of evidence is within a picture. My implementation involved creating a plane at the position of each key object normal to the forward axis of the camera, meaning that the forward axis of the camera would intersect each plane at a 90-degree angle. Then, I would check if and where each plane intersects with the 4 lines that make up the camera's frustum, otherwise known as the region of space that would show up in a picture. If these intersections exist and the key object is within the square formed by the points of intersection, you found the object. I also added distance requirements so that the player can't be a football field away from evidence and still get credit for a picture, and I also ensured that the player can't take pictures through walls. With the core mechanic in place, I added in some UI that allows the player to access their gallery of photos and see which photos captured key evidence. I was also playing around with the concept of proof points, which I eventually scrapped. I furthered the menu to allow you to view your objectives and the amount of proof gathered for each. I was pretty satisfied with the code base so far, so I moved into some level design. I knew I wanted the game to take place in a house, so I started modeling with that in mind. At this point, outside of the nausea-inducing textures, I was happy with the framework of the level, and I even started coming up with a simple story concept. You play as a curious kid who suspects their neighbor may be involved in some alien conspiracy. Because nobody else would ever believe you, you decide to take matters into your own hands and snoop around the house with your camera for evidence. With the narrative in mind, I started furnishing the house with models from Kenny's assets and planning pieces of evidence. I also added some animations for doors, drawers, and cabinets. I also realized at this point that I didn't have enough time in the week to complete the game in 7 days. Since the rules of the jam say anything goes, I'll be taking another week or so to complete the game and revamp the visuals. I'll be showing off the complete game in the next devlog, so be sure to subscribe and stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.